Hello, and today I want to talk to you about four benefits of forgiveness. There are many important benefits in mastering the skill and the practice of forgiveness when you've been hurt or disappointed in a breakup or a divorce, and all of these benefits are for you and for those that you care about and that you value. They have nothing to do with the offender. So, the first benefit is that forgiveness has the capacity to free you from being a victim of your past. You get to rewrite your story. So often, we actually need to forgive events which happened in our childhood, events which generated beliefs and judgments which may have actually contributed to the ending of this love relationship. So, the way we were brought up, the lessons that we learned about ourselves, others, and the world, these these degenerate our automatic reactions and they influence the way that we think, act, and speak. And all of that could have played a part in the ending of your relationship. Now, this doesn't mean that everything was your fault and that somehow you deserved and that you asked for abuse or pain or being lied to or being stolen from. Nothing at all in that. What forgiveness gives you the capacity to do is to become the hero of your life rather than being a victim of your life. By letting go and by forgiving everybody concerned, including to yourself, we begin to take on self responsibility. We can't change the past. That's done, and it's what it is. What it is. But we can definitely change, influence the effect that the past has upon us now, in our present, and in our future. So these new ways of thinking and being and speaking, they can all help us to become more empowered and wise and more confident. So that's the first benefit of practicing forgiveness. The second is that forgiveness can help us to rebuild our self-esteem, self-trust, and self-confidence. And these are so often diminished or even, mostly destroyed during a breakup and or a divorce. And when we have lost self-esteem and self-confidence, very often it's easy to become confused and indecisive about what our next best steps. We're always looking for advice from other people, and then we get too much differing advice and we're conflicted and we just don't know. This means that the divorce process itself can take much longer than it needs to, and this incurs not only a financial cost that is high, but an emotional cost that's high, because everybody involved is now in limbo and unable to completely close off this part and move forward with their lives. And there's actually reasons why we fear we've lost our trust. We may fear being fooled again if we allow love back into our lives again. After all, didn't we choose this person that we either married or ended up in a relationship with? We may feel that we're weak and that we are ashamed that we didn't take assertive action earlier, even if we kind of knew that we needed to. And all of these judgments are coming from that voice in our head, known as the inner critic or the inner judge, whose sole purpose, while it is there to keep us safe, does it in a pretty harsh and critical way. So it's always looking for our failures. It's always looking for when we are unsafe and to try to auto-correct so we don't have to experience hurt and pain in our lives. So the inner judge or inner critic will view this breakup as only further confirmation of our inability to create secure, lasting relationships or our unworthiness to be loved. And it tells you over and over again that you're going to fail, or that you don't deserve to be happy in love, or that you're always responsible for the pain that you and your children are experiencing. And forgiveness has the capacity to confront the inner judge, to take on the inner judge with kindness and start to tell the judge what is true and what is accurate and wise about today. and return you thereby to a state of peace and calm, and to free your mind so that you can start to respond to life situations rather than be a victim of them. Now, forgiveness releases resentment. It's one of the components of definitions of forgiveness. Because when you hold resentment towards somebody else, even if they're no longer physically in your life, it's as if you're still bound to that person by a toxic emotional bond, which can sometimes be stronger than steel. So I know of no other way to break that bond than forgiveness. The fourth is that forgiveness is the capacity to release us from shame. And for women, especially, this can be such an important gift to give to yourselves, because we are automatically trained to take on shame more and blame more than we ever really needed to. So when you focus on yourself with loving kindness, with kind wisdom, you can then start to acknowledge your part, which contributed to the breakup, and then take wise actions to create the future that you desire, but not to take it all on and to believe that you must now take on a penance for the rest of your life because of the mistakes that you made. When you are able to look at mistakes that you've made generatively, you then have the capacity to choose, I can change in the future. So you can learn to trust your inner warning signs and act on them much more quickly. You can learn that you can actually live without a partner and be okay. You can learn that you desire only relationships with a certain type of partner which make you feel a certain way. You can learn to pace your relationships so that you really get to know somebody before you commit to them completely. And you can learn to speak up assertively. None of these empowered choices are available to you when you're stuck in a state of unforgiveness after a breakup or a divorce. So as you move forward, as you release, as you let go, as you accept, you begin to be able to take that wisdom, gain clarity, and then use that to move forward in your life and in your relationships. So those are 4 benefits of forgiveness for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. I hope it's been of use to you. Take care and be well.